This video today is specifically about postpartum. Now, I am not a mom yet. One day I will be, but I'm not one yet. And so I'd love to learn everything from you about being a mom.
Weight loss is a big issue, both prenatal, before you get pregnant, while you're pregnant, and then also after you give birth. And so it's a big topic, Penelope. In fact, I struggled with my weight my entire life, and then I got pregnant, and it was really exciting because then I could eat whatever I wanted.
Okay, can we just talk about that real quick? Why is it that people why does our society have this conception that they can eat whatever they want, gain as much weight as they want?
Right. It was not a good idea. Like, you should not
That's super
gain
body positive.
70 pounds when you're pregnant. I mean, that's not healthy.
Being pregnant is not an excuse to be fat, right?
No, and like I have friends who are skinny. They like gained 16 pounds when they're pregnant. I'm like, really? Because my baby only weighs a couple of pounds. Like,
Yeah.
there's no need to
Oh my gosh, there was a really funny video on TikTok one time, and the guy was like, "Oh, so we went to the she went to weigh herself, and she was like, oh, he was like, oh, how much is the baby?" And she's like, "Oh, 4 pounds, only 2 pounds." He's like, "Then why are you 40 pounds overweight?"
So I put on a lot. I was just at about 200 with you, and I was shocked. I mean, and I was huge, and I felt huge, and I think that the end of the pregnancy was really challenging because I had gained so much weight. And of course, I was freaking out after I gave birth because I knew I wanted to breastfeed you, and I knew I'd gained all this weight, and I'd never been heavier that I could remember. And it was like a crisis mode. So what you have postpartum is the need to nourish your baby if you're breastfeeding, and also the need to lose weight. And sometimes those two things are in opposition. But in fact, it takes a lot of energy to breastfeed. And mothers who breastfeed know this, that you're breastfeeding 8 or more times a day, and you need calories in order to feed the baby. Now, what are those calories? Now, hopefully during pregnancy and before pregnancy, you've prepared and you're eating a whole foods diet because your baby needs that variety in the mother's gut microbiome as the baby develops to be a healthy baby.
Okay.
And then if the baby has colic, then you have issues with breastfeeding, and then you have to attend to your diet. In every way, mothers should be hypervigilant about what they're eating, both before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and especially after pregnancy. It is possible to lose weight after you give birth. In fact, you lose immediately 10 or more pounds immediately after you give birth. Now, if you suffer from postpartum, it could also be because your diet is not that great. It's really hard to care for yourself when you're caring for a newborn.
But would you say that if you just had like whole foods in your house and that was the only options you had, like apples and bananas and just like amazing whole nuts, and seeds and stuff?
Absolutely. Now, some babies are more colicky if you eat a lot of beans, if your body has not been doing that before. So it's really challenging to make radical shifts to your diet and lifestyle when you've just given birth to a baby. Number one, you don't have a ton of time to cook. Number two, the baby might not tolerate it because the baby it's completely unknown to the baby's system.
And what does exercise look like?
Well, breast milk post-exercise is not tasty, and the baby doesn't like it, and it's full of toxins. So part of losing weight is detoxification.
Wow.
So you don't want to be massively detoxing while you're breastfeeding. And I think that might have been why I wasn't able to breastfeed you long enough, because if you're over exercising your dieting, your breast milk won't be as abundant, or it wasn't for me. And you're also detoxifying too rapidly, and then the baby is getting the toxins that there are barriers and there are filters and systems in place to help protect the baby, but you don't want to be detoxifying too fast. You don't want to be losing weight too fast. But with regular exercise with your baby, because you can go on walks with your baby, you can do short snacks of exercise with your baby while you're playing. It takes a lot of energy to carry your baby around, to breastfeed. And so it's really important to get into the rhythm of your baby's sleep schedule, wake schedule, eating schedule, and to try your best to harmonize with it. So there's no excuse for eating ice cream, potato chips,
That's not going to help
pizza,
the baby at all.
alcohol, recreational drugs. Like, no, like when you have a baby, it is high time to get as healthy as you possibly can so you can be the best mom you can be, because you're not going to have a lot of energy.
So what would you tell a postpartum mom who wants to lose weight and how to do it in a healthy, sustainable way?
I would tell a postpartum mom who wants to lose weight in a healthy and sustainable way that it's every day that matters, one step in front of the other, and that it takes a lot of attention and care to care for your baby. But if you're not in good health, then the baby can't be in good health. If your immune system isn't strong, the baby's immune system can't be strong. So you absolutely positively have to immediately find the recipes that you love, figure out how to get those whole foods into your fridge, and how to quickly prepare meals in 10 minutes or less that are easy, healthy, and that satisfy you, and get as much exercise as you can with your baby.
Could exercise look like walking? Is that going to make your breast milk taste bad though?
No, if you're walking up a mountain, then you might have that, but it doesn't, it'll pass. Like, so you just have to time your breastfeeding with your exercising so that you're like, you just fed the baby, then you exercise, or, and then you have some time for the breast milk to like recycle or whatever, or you pump it and mix it with something else. And so there's ways around it. Like, you shouldn't use it as an excuse not to exercise, but you do have a bit of a toxic dump after you exercise.
But it is possible to lose weight postpartum.
Oh yeah, I lost 60 pounds.
Breastfeeding?
Yeah, I lost 60 pounds in like 7 months.
Well, tell us how.
Well, I exercised and then I ate well. I really went strict on no sugar and not even fruit. I did no grains, no fruit, no sugar, no bread. And I was just really strict with that. And yeah, and that's how I got the weight off after. But I also exercised. I exercised absolutely every day. I did yoga every day and I did some cardio, like walking, hiking, whatever. We did lots of stuff. You and
Amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. And I think moms really need to take their health seriously.
You did it with no loose skin.
Yes, no loose skin. I was so worried I was going to have stretch marks. You were huge, baby.
I know.
You were. I know. It
Amazing.
is amazing. You're amazing. You amazed me ever since you came into my,
Ever since I got you. Now you're.
ever since my field of awareness. Like, it's just like, oh, wow, I'm pregnant. And who is this child? And what is she going to be like? And what is she like? And what does she dislike? And what is she going to sound like? And what are the sounds she's going to make? And how is she going to walk? And I just like,
Okay, she loves me. I'm not going to bore you guys.
It's amazing. And the gravity of being a parent is so serious. Everything you do matters. Everything you think, everything you feel, everything you eat, everything you be, everything you do matters. And it shapes your offspring. And it shapes the future of humanity. It's big. And I think people I myself underestimated it.
All right. Well, if you guys want to learn how Mom and I lost over 250 pounds without loose skin, then you should definitely like, share, and subscribe.
Another thing about postpartum that I just thought of, Penelope, and to our audience, is that a lot of women suffer from depression. And if you are eating processed foods and you're taking medications and you're eating sugar and flour, you are helping yourself to have more postpartum. Postpartum is an imbalance in your hormones and it causes sadness and depression, and it's very real. I'm not undermining it, but you can prevent yourself from the gravity of postpartum if you eat a healthy diet and you allow your body to do the healing and rebalancing that it does naturally postpartum. Post giving birth. And it's absolutely possible. But exercise, sunlight, good sleep, these are all part of it.
If you are a woman and you're looking for support and you're ready to lose the weight, maybe after pregnancy, before pregnancy, whatever it may be, we would love to have you in our women's accountability group. We only accept ready and amazing women, so you gotta be one of those, and I'm sure you are.
We'll see you all the time.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.